Well, it looks like I'm talking about Onslaught. Onslaught is a reused model of Longhall with modified cable from his tow truck mode and new weaponry. During Onslaught's one-liner in his introduction scene, he appears to have an alternate mount design compared to his older appearances in the rest of the film, so he can accommodate with the exaggerated words he's saying. Interestingly enough, the movie is not Onslaught's only appearance. He also makes an appearance on a comic. It's called Kick, Hydrobot, and the Transformers comic. A small pause to realize how stupid that title sounds. So Onslaught was part of Megatron's crew in the comic. He was hunting down the Hydrobot, but he was quickly subdued by the Racer. So he lost to a little guy. Despite not having any toys as of the last night, he does have a Revenge of the Fallen toy, Bruticus Maximus. As part of the Revenge of the Fallen toy line, there's an action figure of Bruticus which allows him to combine with his fellow Combaticons to form the combiner Bruticus Maximus. So for those who were complaining that we will never see Bruticus again, this is the closest thing you're gonna get. And yes, he is in fact a combiner and part of the Combaticons, as his name suggests and as his toy suggests. But considering he died on screen, it's most likely we're never gonna see Bruticus. Onslaught has a height of... Some of you guys in the comments actually did the measurements for me, and they told me that that's actually feet. So his height is 27 feet, I guess. Hopefully they got that right and I'm not being called an idiot in the comments. Again. Onslaught's alternate form is a heavy-duty town truck. Despite his goofy appearances and way of talking, Onslaught is described as a war tactician, which it's kinda weird considering he was killed by a simple distraction from crossers and drift. Also, he never really did any, intelligent stuff during the film, and the film kinda portrayed him more as a goofy Decepticon warrior. So, could this be inconsistent, or could Onslaught be a mastermind in disguise? Onslaught is listed as a battlefield lieutenant, meaning that he's pretty high ranking amongst the Decepticon ranks. So meaning that compared to the other Decepticons Megatron fleet, he will be Megatron's second in command. His case file lists that he's working on a new weapon called the Decapitator. Supposedly it's that weird claw thing that he might use to decapitate people with or something. It's left unsure if that weapon is in fact a Decapitator, but it might as well could be. But for now, we just don't know. Despite being a war tactician and having a pretty high rank amongst the Decepticons, Onslaught is pretty easily provoked according to his TF file case. Even a small door can trigger him. Not the kind of quality you would want to have when a war tactician, if you ask me. Being angry makes you stupid, and being stupid gets you killed. Oh wait, that kind of fits his character, not that I think about it. Now we have a small Easter egg to Devastator that no one wanted. If you look closely at Onslaught's head, you can see that he has two pairs of balls attached to his head. So this serves as a small reminder of the atrocity known as Devastator. But also, since Onslaught is a reused model of Longhall, this is both a reference to Longhall and a reference to Devastator. Really, man? You're not gonna let the balls thing go? Here's a fun fact for you guys. Onslaught is listed as being 27 feet, and Nacho Zeus is listed to be 28 feet, actually taller than him. However, when you go back to the town fight, you can see that Onslaught is actually taller than Nacho Zeus. This shot right here proves that. You can see that Onslaught's back cable makes him by default taller, but taking that out of account, you can still see that Onslaught is actually slightly taller than Nacho Zeus. So, does that mean the case files are not reliable? You lied to me! So apparently Onslaught did not only steal from Longhall, but he also stole from Warpath. Now, paying close attention to his weapon, his machine gun, there's a really big resemblance to the weapon Warpath used in the game Dark of the Moon. Warpath used a heavy machine gun weapon, and Onslaught has a very similar looking weapon to him. So it looks like Onslaught's weapon had actually taken inspiration from the game, and not only from that but from Warpath. The only difference between Warpath's weapon and Onslaught's weapon is that Onslaught's weapon is it's darker, while Warpath's weapon is actually brighter. It's an interesting thing that I noticed. Is this intentional? I would say probably. It does seem to be intentional. But it's a nice callback to Warpath and a nice callback to Dark of the Moon and MechTech. Despite his short appearance, Onslaught's actually packing some heavy weaponry. If you can see on his back, plenty of pointy thingies. Pointy thingies. Is there a better word I can use for that? Because I feel like that's really unprofessional. He has a bunch of triangles, and as soon as Crossers knocks him away using his gun, you can see that there's a big explosion on the building he just landed in. This could actually be a result of those pointy things actually being missiles. It will certainly keep up with the tradition of, Transformer weaponry being exaggerated, despite there being Autobots and Decepticons who, have really small vehicle modes, but somehow they manage to pack ridiculously large amount of weaponry. And missiles which don't explode whenever they transform, which is actually kind of weird now that I think about it. I should also say that once, he gets shoved into the building and he falls to the ground, you can see that he doesn't have the back cable, and the pointy things are gone. Meaning that most likely, yes, those things were missiles, and it kind of destroyed his back cable. The Decepticons are actually pretty inconsistent with their blood type. We saw that the Dreads bleed red blood, most Autobots bleed blue blood, Megatron bleeds red, and also actually bleeds green. Which, it kinda, at least he's keeping up with his color scheme. So good on you, Onslaught, for staying consistent. Something that I just noticed while recording this, Onslaught has teeth. Now, I know having teeth is something that almost everyone has, but as for the robots, as for Autobots and Decepticons, having teeth is something that, it's really inconsistent. Like, Optimus doesn't seem to have them, other Autobots don't seem to have them, some do, some don't. But if you can see closely here, Onslaught actually has some pretty sharp teeth, much like the Dreads. And it forms like a little circle. These teeth are not visible during his introduction scene. Also, this means that he died with his mouth open. Onslaught, you might want to close that, who knows what kind of flies will go in there. Here's another inconsistency. When Onslaught gets his head decapitated, he's later seen next to Mohawk. You can see that his head is in a much different position than what it used to be. We can also see that the inside of his mouth has been charred for some reason, which is weird because in the previous scene, his head was in perfect condition and now it's damaged. So what did Drift and Crossers do in the meantime, in the in-between? Who knows? Now, strangely enough, Onslaught comes equipped with some signs on his leg. He has like road signs. I'm not sure that is English. I'm pretty sure that's some other language. I'm not sure which one is. But it's really strange because when Onslaught transforms, there's no sign of these signs, pun not intended, anywhere around his vehicle mode. So it's actually kinda weird why that's there, and there's actually no reasonable explanation for that. Onslaught's weapon appears to have two functions. Function number one is a close range variation, where it's just a clothing that is used to capture enemies and decapitate them, which if it's a decapitator then that's its job. But it also has a long range function. Looking closely at the time when Drift and Crossers are unfairly ganging up on him, you can see that there's a small stick looking thing sticking out of the decapitator, which it wasn't there before. Going back to the scene where Megatron's telling the Decepticons to rush in, you can see that that thing is clearly not there. And once he's dead and he sits on the ground, you can see that that same stick, it's sticking out in there. Pun not intended again. So meaning that the decapitator has a long range variation where a small blaster comes out in between the claws to target at his enemies. Wow, it actually appears that Onslaught's smarter than we thought. I mean having a weapon like that, it probably won't be so useful when your enemies have, guns, but if it has a close range and a, long range function, then that's actually pretty useful. I think Onslaught deserves more credit now that I think about it. Here are more inconsistencies for you. We're looking at the scene where Onslaught's being, ganged up by Dread and Crossers. I pointed the fact that he actually has signs around his leg. However, when you go back to the scene when Izzy is like, talking smack to Megatron and the Decepticons, you can see that Onslaught doesn't have any of those signs on his leg. They're missing. So there's even more inconsistencies here. Inconsistencies, people. Inconsistencies everywhere. Something funny that I also noticed. If you go back to the scene where Onslaught dies, you can see that he has the Devastator balls attached to his neck. As soon as Dreadbot cuts him, the balls actually jumped in front of his vision. So meaning that before he could react, the balls actually blocked him from seeing his enemy. In that split second, he could have probably easily used the decapitator on Drift. However, apparently the balls and his, big stature blocked his vision, not allowing him to react in time. So, you kinda seal your own grave there, buddy. Like, that was all you. Onslaught apparently was so dangerous that they had to call the Pentagon to confirm that they could let Onslaught go. So, Onslaught is pretty inconsistent if you think about it. He gets portrayed like an idiot, but secretly he's actually kinda smart. I'm starting to respect Onslaught a bit more now. Much like Dreadbot, Onslaught's name was also changed for the Mandarin release. He's called Tuxi in there, which means raid. Which it kinda does make sense because, he kinda raged the junkyard. So unlike Dreadbot, who's called Hacker, Onslaught makes a bit more sense. And for the last fact, for those who were disappointed that we never got a last night toy version of Onslaught, have no fear. Prime 1 Studios is making an Onslaught statue, and it's huge, like it's really big. For those of you who wanted an Onslaught figure, you're gonna get one soon, but you might need a bigger shop for him. Anyways guys, tell me what you guys think of Onslaught. Do you guys like him? Do you guys hate him? Are you guys mad that he didn't have enough screen time? What's your favorite quote from Onslaught? I want you guys to comment down below. I bet I'm gonna get so many creative comments. They're totally not gonna be the same comment saying the same exact quote that Onslaught uses on the film. But anyways guys, that's it for this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me who you want me to talk about next. I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay fire, brothers. Hey guys, alright, time for some Patreon shoutouts. So, Patreon shoutouts goes to the usual, the usual two guys because no one else has, donated to me to Patreon, which is cool. So, Librado Marujo and Mohawk, Sachin Mohawk, or Mirage, and L, as I like to call them. So, I want to make some announcements right now because, well, I'm moving houses soon. Basically, I'm moving, so I'm probably not gonna be able to upload, my usual 3 videos per week. I was planning on uploading the Q&A Patreon sponsor video that Mirage wanted me to do, and the giveaway winner. So I'm probably gonna get to release one of them by the end of the week, and I'm gonna release the other one by the beginning of next week, hopefully. I'm just letting you guys know just in case something bad happens. I'm also being busy with school, so haven't been able to crank up a lot of new videos, so yeah, sorry if I start getting slow on all this. But thank you for your patience guys, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Bye guys.